to the chaos.
Welcome to the pod. We didn't cheer. Wait, we always cheers our water today because...
Water today because, you know...
I'm not gonna lie. I think I mostly drink water when we're doing the remote because... I mean, we have had a couple times where we had alcohol, but it's because, like, I'm just too lazy to make a drink.
Yeah.
When you're here, I'm being a host. And,
I know.
You know, I'm trying to, like... Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I could just pour myself... You know what? Actually, after today, I'm gonna just like it. Pause.
Okay. Can we just kind of like shout out to the shirt that Lorrie has on because we went thrifting and I was like, Lorrie, get this shirt.
I didn't even see it. You're the one who saw it. You're like, oh, look at this shirt.
The shirt
it fits me perfectly,
fire.
Actually.
There you go. Like it was meant for you. It was hanging there, and it was like, take me, Lorrie, take me.
Second cheers.
Second cheers. I'm still with the water. You know what it is, though? I feel like I drink socially. Like I like to drink with others, and there's like not very many moments where I'm drinking alone.
How are you doing?
I'm actually like fine. I think like I was dealing with some anxiety yesterday. Personal stuff, just kind of like navigating a new situation thing. Learning how to adjust. You know, I'm gonna talk to my therapist about it this week, but learning how to adjust to like a new person after you've been alone for so long, and like
I get it.
Just like. Yeah, like feeling it through, being present and all that stuff. I mean, like otherwise though, it's been a nice week. What's happened this week? Oh, this AC situation is really blowing mine. No pun intended. The thing that I hate the most about this is the mold cyst symptoms that I've had. Like on Saturday, I was gonna go meet up with the guy I'm seeing, and like as I'm like walking to meet up with him, I suddenly just like have a coughing fit. So yeah, I have to walk around with fucking cough drops everywhere I go. I had Lorrie, I don't even have to like talk for me to just cough. Like I'll just kind of like breathe and it'll happen. Like I feel like I'm breathing wrong. And then I'll just be like,
oh no.
fucking dying in the streets. So that's been annoying. I think I'm going to have to make an appointment with my doctor and see like what I can do about these symptoms because like I know like this allergy medicine is not cutting it. I feel like I might need something else. But yeah, that's been just like, I'm not going to say highlight, but it's been a
I'm sorry, dude. Damn.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I've mostly been home. Fun thing that did happen today is that Charlie sent me a snap of her titty, and but I didn't know that's what it was, and I opened the snap at work.
Oh, that would happen. Yeah.
You know, we were sending them back and forth, just little ones, you know, and I didn't know she was gonna send me her titty, so I opened it and I closed it really fast. Luckily, no one was by me. I'm like kind of right next to the window. I was just like. I sent her a snap back like, I opened that at work. Which makes me mad because then I didn't get to really enjoy the picture of her titty.
Yeah, I was going to say that because now it's just
I didn't get to enjoy it because I was at work.
Damn. Apologies.
But I also went to go see the Barbie movie. I went by myself.
Yeah. How was that? Please tell me.
I think it's cute. I mean, is it the greatest movie I've ever seen? No. Like there's some stuff in the story I guess could have been fixed a little bit, but otherwise, like it's a cute, fun little movie, you know?
Yeah.
I guess this actually brings us to our subject for the day. It's more of a fun subject. I feel like the last couple episodes with topics have been a little more serious, like even with Kiki, even though we have fun, you know, we were talking about just a little more serious life stuff. So I thought
and if you haven't seen that episode, go watch it because it's really good stuff.
Yes. It's 2 episodes before this. So,
yes.
And so I thought it'd be fun to just do something a little lighter today. And because I watched the Barbie movie, even though Mel hasn't seen it yet, but it just made me think of all the toys that we probably played with as kids And I'm also curious, since we also grew up differently. I grew up in the burbs of California. You grew up in New York City, in the Bronx, and kind of just like in terms of where you live, I feel like it changes your toy choices. Because like you didn't really have an outdoor area unless you went to a park or something. We could go to parks, but I also had a yard, like a backyard and a front yard. I don't know. We're just kind of talking. We're doing a kind of a nostalgia video, I guess. The toys you grew up with,
my favorites.
And also wondering if you look back on your toy choices from the past, are they at all foreshadowing how you would be as an adult? You know, if that makes sense. Do you have something?
Oh my god, dude, yeah. Like, okay, so first off, I was a Barbie collector. Like, I had mad Barbies. Every time me and my mom would go out, like, she would shop for us, but, you know, it wouldn't be for toys. Like, she hated
approximately toys, what is mad Barbies? How many?
All right, so, like, think of, like, a couple shelves on the wall. I'm dead serious. Couple shelves on the wall.
With or without box?
Without.
Oh, damn.
I'm playing with Barbies.
Damn.
I'm playing with them. I'm not keeping them. Like, I was a Barbie collector, but I wasn't keeping them in the box, you know, unless she was a collectible, like she was an actual like limited edition one. Because I had a couple like holiday ones that was like, you know, like she came with like a little ornament, you know, like her little dress, like she was just like glammed up, right? So I had those. I had like maybe 25 to 30, I feel. Yeah, I had like loads of them. I had like a Britney.
I had like one, maybe two.
Wow, no. I had a lot. I had a bunch. I had one that like you could like move her torso, like her torso was rubber.
So you made her whine?
Yeah. Yes. 100%. And she was a little weird too because she kind of like switched. So like the top of her head here would like switch back this way and like her hair would change. Yeah, so like she like
crazy.
One side of her hair was like purple and the other side was like blonde. She was like a this like glam like cool Barbie. I don't remember them really, but yeah. Were you a fan of Polly Pockets?
I didn't have any, but I always enjoyed the commercials.
I loved Polly Pockets. Like little tiny things. I fucked with.
So small. I do like tiny things, for sure.
Yeah. Like I love like little things, like playing with little things. Like my brother was a big trinket person too. He was always like he would always steal my little things. And like so when he was younger, he would call them like softing them. Because like it was like a sensory thing for him. So if he like found a little thing that was like, you know, that felt like nice.
Oh yeah,
like he
I get
just
that.
Kind of like feel it and like just like do.
I do
like,
that as an adult.
I guess it was a fidget thing for him. Oh my god, there's like now that you're asking me, like all of them are just coming back, like all of them. Do you remember those? Do you remember those light up pacifiers that everyone had?
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Okay, yeah, that was like a big like sensory thing for me too. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I used to have them when I was like much older, like 12, 13 years old. Like, why did I walk around? I literally walked around with those in my mouth.
Which is really funny because when you get into college, that's really like rave culture because you're probably on Molly and you're chewing on it. And it's just very funny.
Yeah, I realized that
back
way
into
later.
Your life in a different context.
So weird. And you know what it is? I never was a raver. You know,
a raver? I never went. You said it in a Filipino accent. You are a raver. So you raving?
Hanging out with you too much.
I did a little bit in college for quite a few years. I went to many raves with little clothing. I never had a pacifier there. I should have gotten one. I would just chew gum, but like I should have gotten a little pacifier.
Yeah, those were like all the rage. But yes, I had hella Barbies and always made them scissor.
Which is telling of how you, as an adult, you're queer.
And now we're here.
You're here, you're queer, you made your Barbie scissor.
Boom.
I had a Barbie, maybe 2 Barbies. I liked getting outfits for her mostly. I didn't really play with her for that long. But I think the toys maybe are pretty telling of me too. I had a lot of like Transformers and action figures, and I didn't, because a lot of people had like American Girl dolls or realistic looking dolls, and those freaked me the fuck out, and I did not like them. I've mentioned this in a different episode. I don't like, they scare me.
I remember
I don't like them. They creep me the fuck out. Action figures I like, because I also like to play with my actual toys and stuff. So like the Barbie, I dressed her up and stuff, but then like action figures and the Transformers, I would always try to make sure I knew how to transform them. I remember I broke my specifically Prowler, who is a police car, and I broke his door one time, and I tried to glue it back together. I never could fix it. But growing up in the burbs and having room to do stuff, we would go to the park sometimes too. I had a lot of Nerf guns. I had a lot of water guns. I remember my brother had a water gun that kind of hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, when he shot you with it. It was like a big super. It was like a big super soaker, you know.
I hated those. I hated those so much.
Because we had that overground pool that we built that I told you about, and he would fucking just come out. He's the older brother too, so you know he's picking on us, the younger ones. Come out and just fucking super soaker. Or water balloons.
The pressure on those things were crazy.
Crazy. I'm curious if super soakers now are as strong as the ones in the 90s and the early 2000s, because those kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. They
actually hurt. Yeah, man. I remember because like me and my brother, we were babysat a lot, and when we were almost always babysat with other kids, and there were like hella boys all the time, so they would just like grab these Nerf guns and these super soakers and just go off during the summer, because sometimes we would like be allowed to go outside and like play like in front of the building, but that shit was annoying. Hated them.
I also think I had a lot of, aside from the Transformers, I didn't really do a lot of dolls and other like little things to play with necessarily. I had a lot of outdoorsy kind of activities. So I did have a skateboard when I was younger, some cheapy piece of shit from like Walmart, but I was grateful for it. I played a lot of video games with my siblings. We had the N64 and a PlayStation 1. I myself had a Sega Dreamcast, which my siblings never played with me, because I think by the time I got that one, they were kind of off doing their own thing already because they're older than me. Mm-hmm. But we used to play N64 a lot, and specifically like Pokemon Stadium, because that's when you actually get to battle Pokemon and you play mini games.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mario Party but Pokemon. But we also play Mario Party and Mario Kart, you know, the classics. There used to be also Diddy Kong Racing, which is like Mario Kart racing, but there was always the level that you get to use planes, and I always liked that one. There's a few other ones. Oh, we used to play a lot of 007, GoldenEye.
Wow, that's throwback.
And it's one of those things, I think every person who had siblings or cousins that they played with growing up, you all had like those, when you're younger, you always had those things like, wait, I don't have a gun yet, don't shoot me. No, wait, just wait a second.
You know, I remember my little cousins and my brother playing that a lot. I never played with him though, but we played a lot of N64 too. We played a lot of Super Mario. We played this game, Yoshi Land. I was obsessed with it. I loved Yoshi Land so much.
Yoshi's Island?
Was it? Maybe it was Yoshi's Island. Yeah. But that was so fun. And then at the place that we were babysat at, we would always play Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter was also another one.
Street Fighter was it.
We had it on Super Nintendo though, not N64.
Oh, they had it on Sega Genesis.
Oh, Genesis. Okay.
Sega Genesis.
This is throwing it back.
Throw it back. And we also played this Power Rangers game on Sega Genesis that I was obsessed with too. Yeah, like it was I remember it so clearly. Yeah, it was so fun. That one was fun. And like the only outdoor thing I really did was ride a scooter because they had a scooter.
I had many different wheeled things. So I had a skateboard. I did have a mountain bike at some point. I did have a scooter at one point. I wanted to be one of those scooter kids because they were really popular. Remember when Razor scooters were super popular and everyone had one? Yeah. I had an off-brand one. I didn't have a Razor. But it was a scooter nonetheless. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I tried to learn the tricks and shit, but you would just wreck your shins.
Dude, I was always hurting myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Trying to do like little spinny tricks.
I was always hurting myself on the 2-wheel one, but there was one that they had that was 4 wheels. And the wheels were just kind of like
where it's like it's like just a skateboard with a handle.
I mean, like, no, because the wheels were so close to each other. Like the front wheels and the back wheels were like super, super close. But it was like the best stability ever. It was everything that I wanted because 2-wheel things scare me to this day. I don't know how to ride a bike. You know what else I had too? Bop It.
I didn't have a Bop It, but I knew other people that had Bop Its, and I suck at Bop It. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at Bop It. I don't know why. I feel like I'm at least fairly average at pretty much everything, but man, did I suck at the fucking Bop It. You know what else I sucked at? The Skip It. All of the its.
Oh,
the Bop It, the Skip It.
And I would actually like kind of like improv it too with a hula hoop. I loved hula hooping.
I loved hula hoops. I used to do hula hooping all the time. There used to be... I also like jump roping a lot as a kid. Me too. I remember my school used to do that jump rope for heart stuff, where it's like a fundraiser.
Cool. Did you ever learn how to double dutch?
I tried. And that's all I'm going to say.
I also tried. And no, I always hurt myself all the time.
I would get slapped. I get fucking hit in my leg. I was just like, how do I even get inside this thing?
It hurt a lot.
Jump ropes hurt. As much fun as I had when I would slap myself with it. Oh, because it's a whip. It's basically a whip.
It's a whip. It's a whip.
Your leg, and you're just like a child, and you're like,
ow. Every single time your poor little shins or forehead, if the jump rope was too short for you, like, it was bad.
I bet you people who like to jump rope and got hit by the thing and like wasn't affected are people who like BDSM now.
You know, there's a correlation. I feel I agree with you. There should be some research on that.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Because you'll see TikToks that were like, did you have this as a kid? You're gay now or something like that.
Now, yeah. 100%. 100%.
I guess mine are telling because I had a lot of action figures and outdoor things. So I was very much a tomboy growing up.
But you did have 2 little Barbies, so.
Well, yeah, but that really shows you the bisexuality of me.
It does. It really does. As soon as you said that, I was like, action figures and 2 Barbies. Perfect. Yeah.
Well, I also liked cute things. Like Pokemon were cute, and I liked the cute ones. You know, Pikachu and any of the other little Jigglypuff, all the little cute ones. So I feel like I've always been very bi in every parts of my life, whether it's sexuality 100%. Or the toys that 100%. I liked. Because I'm also not super mask either, and you know that. And even though I haven't really worn a lot of dresses lately, but I do dress a little more feminine every once in a while. You know, when I have my crop top on or have a dress on or something like that. I'm very much a STEM. So I feel like all the stuff I grew up with makes a lot of sense because a lot of it was very tomboyish. But then I also really liked cute things a lot.
Yeah.
I also had a pink room for a while.
You had a pink room?
Yeah, I painted it pink. I had a pink room.
You yourself painted it pink? Oh my God.
Yeah, I asked my mom to paint my room pink.
Wow.
And then I hated pink for a while because I went through that like teenagery phase where I'm like, no, fuck femininity. Pink is stupid. That kind of thing.
You know, I used to refuse pink too when I was younger.
I feel like it's a phase girls go through.
My favorite color is blue because I'm a rebel. And like
baby blue because it was the 90s and the early 2000s.
No, I just like blue.
Oh.
I was like everything blue in general. I just like blue. Yeah. I feel like I was always like trying to go kind of like against the norm in a way. But in the same vein, like trying to be myself or trying to like know who I was supposed to be. Cause like, I mean, like you're a kid, you don't know who you are. But like with the Barbies, like I just loved Barbies and also loved a lot of cute things, but also just like to be like, I wanted to grow up so fast. I think a lot of us.
All of us did. I feel like that still happens now. I think it's because when you're younger, obviously you have parents and older, maybe siblings or aunts, uncles, whatever, cousins, and you don't really have that sense of control, I guess, and we just want like some sort of sense of control when we're at that age. Because that's what I was about to say. All of us went through this phase of like, yeah, I renounce pink. I hate it, but like the thing, because now I don't mind pink. I like it, and you know, so I mean, I don't wear like a ton of pink or anything, but I like pink now. But only because I feel like I'm in the place of my life as, even though I have a lot of things to figure out in terms of like career or other things, me as a person, for the most part, I know who I am, and I'm not afraid to like wear pink or wear some other stuff, dress a little more masked, dress a little more femme. Well, okay, once in a while, I need to get used to dressing femme again. I told you this before, I used to dress at least a little more femme before. I used to wear dresses a lot more, but because people would always be like, oh, Lorrie's being girly today, and so it started really like getting to me, and it was years of that, which is why I hadn't really worn dresses in a while, which kind of sucks. It gets fucking hot here, and sometimes I do want to wear my dress because it's hot.
It'd be hot, and that's one of the number one reasons why I wear dresses. I'm actually wearing a dress right now.
I have one that I like. That's a really casual dress I've had for years. That's just a little blue polka dot. It's blue and then has white polka dots, and it has pockets, and it's like kind of short. But I'm not gonna lie. You know what's really funny is that very much as a STEM, I wear very short shorts. You do? I wear the very much either tight shorts or I wear the hoochie daddy shorts, which are also short.
Yeah, you do.
They're looser fitting, but they're short. And they're short. So the dresses I wear, I won't lie to you, they're a little short. I do have a couple of longer ones, so like if it's more formal or like I'm around my family or something. Not that my family cares, but
and I feel like you could always STEMify a dress too. I
literally would be in my dress with pockets in Converse and a backwards hat.
Yeah, perfect. That's beautiful.
But yeah, I think all of us as kids, it includes toys too, like what our subject is about. You know, I feel like, and this, it doesn't spoil anything. It's in the trailer of the Barbie movie. Is especially when you're a teenager or getting to that age, you really try to go against the norm, but honestly, we're following a trend of going against the norm. There's always you're still following other people a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
for sure.
Or we'll be like, oh, I don't play with Barbies anymore, or something like that, or oh no, that's girly, or something like that. And I think there's toys that, especially Barbie and maybe Polly Pocket and some of those girlier toys, more feminine toys that we're like, oh no, I can't do that. Oh, I don't like pink. And it's just funny. I feel like it is almost like a rite of passage though, because I feel like it does help you realize when you're older, you're like, why was I being such a little fuck? You know?
Yes.
Like,
yes, for sure. Yeah.
Like if I looked at younger Lorrie who did that dumb shit, like, you little dickhead, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. I feel like I played with Barbies until I was like much older. Barbie had all the professions.
They even reference it in the movie too. My mom, she only has collectibles and she still has them in her house in like a display case.
In the box.
Oh, you're gonna see it when you come to California. You'll see my mom's collection of Barbies. She also has a collection of Furbies and Beanie Babies that she still has.
Beanie Babies were another toy I was obsessed with. Well, can I tell you, I don't know if I ever told you this, but in my younger years, I was somewhat of a thief because I would like to steal from people that I kind of knew. So that was fucked up. But I did steal a Beanie Baby once from a friend of mine.
From your friend?
I know.
Melissa.
It was really, I was like 8. Come on. I was like 8, 7 or something.
Girl, we
like
couldn't
that.
have been friends as a kid. I would have hated you forever.
But you know what? We weren't close, me and that girl. We weren't.
Oh.
But the
So
thing
that's
is,
why
right?
you're so-
I really wanted this Beanie Baby. It was the kitty one. And she had it in her desk at school. And I was like, you're not even using it. Like, in my mind, she wasn't appreciating a Beanie Baby like I would.
You're not even using. That's so funny.
And I had a little collection like building, you know? And I really needed it for like the storyline that I was building with my Barbies, because I would always like incorporate my Beanie Babies with my Barbies.
It's cute.
And I always, you know, they were pets. They were big pets for the Barbies.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And so like I needed it for the story. And that's how I justified it in my head. That's why I took it. But then I was found out. Because then I think she snitched on me to the teacher. And the teacher was like, Melissa, would you steal this Beanie Baby? And I was like, maybe. I had to bring it back.
Damn. Yeah, my mom has a collection of Beanie Babies still that she keeps like at her house.
Oh my gosh.
And she has
that.
She has like the Millennium Barbie from literally 2000, and then like a bunch of other like collectible Barbies.
I had.
She has a couple other ones too that are still in boxes that are like special edition ones.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see.
It's really gonna bring out the child in you. And well, she also had a collection of Furbies. So I had a Furby. I had a little Furby. Some people think they're creepy, but I don't know. I liked mine. It was just this little fucking weird fuzzball thing with a beak. I was like, I don't even know what you are. A bird? What are you? But I liked it. It was a little stupid thing. Do you remember these toys? There was a cat and dog one, and they look like they look like a robot cat or a robot dog.
Yes. And weren't they MP3 players?
I don't know, maybe. But they like would react, they like move and stuff. I had a little bone for the dog, and you put it in front of his face, and he's like, "Oh, I ate food."
But did you know? I just found this out about Furbies. Did you know that they were like forbidden in like NASA because they thought that Furbies would like steal information, and like, you know, they were kind of classified as like spies.
Oh, the way that smartphones are now.
Yeah, they were forbidden like on the NASA grounds.
That's so funny because Furbies didn't have internet connection. But now, does NASA realize that our smartphones and now everything else is that? And they were afraid of Furbies?
Yeah, Furbies. Yep.
That's so funny.
That's that people are
and now
so
to think about that,
I have no idea about.
And now think of it 20 years later, just like, yeah.
No.
Now, are you afraid now with all the shit that we have? Because toys really do have internet access now. And
yes.
Wild. That's wild to me.
Isn't that crazy? It's so funny.
Oh, fucking Furbies, man. I mean, I guess people are afraid of them because their big old eyes, but also when the battery is dying and they talk to you,
oh my god,
they start becoming demonic.
They slur. Yes. They kind of remind you. Did you ever watch that movie Gremlins? They reminded me of them. Yeah. Yeah. What else? Gigapets were my life.
Gigapets. Oh, yes. And Tamagotchis, we've talked about those.
Yes.
I recently got an app that me and Charlie share now. We have a virtual pet. We have 2 virtual pets together. Oreo, he calls me bruh and calls Charlie homie. But then the penguin, look how round his butt is. And we're mommy and ma to him. But
oh my gosh. So cute. What was the obsession of us trying to take care of things when we were little?
Because honestly, you know what's funny? Even though Tamagotchi wasn't specifically geared towards women, I know a lot of our toys as children, and even back in the day, when even the older toys before any of us were ever born, were to teach us how to be mothers. Do you see how fucked that is? Because do you remember all those toys where you remember the baby toy where you feed it and it poops?
I had them too.
It had the spoon. You would put food in it and it disappears in its mouth. And I remember when I was a kid, I couldn't figure out how that worked.
remember the milk bottle and like when you tilt it forward,
It's so
it
crazy because I never figured out how
that.
that actually worked because I was like, the food is out of the spoon. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Annabelle had one that always just smelled like baby powder. Like she didn't put baby powder on it, but it came out of the box smelling like baby powder. It was so crazy.
Barbie was an adult. She wasn't a baby toy you took care of. She was a career woman that had her own dream house and her own car and all this other stuff. And which is crazy because they tell that a lot of I enjoyed the Barbie marketing more than anything. Their marketing was on point. I'm pretty sure Oppenheimer got their marketing from Barbie. Because people are like, let's just watch it, both of them in a whole day, you know? So it was just like, they talk about it too in the movie, but also just a lot of interviews with the woman who invented it in the 50s. Because back then we didn't have like women's rights, or we couldn't have a bank account without a man. And we couldn't even, like, we couldn't do a lot of things. But she invented Barbie, and she's an adult and not a baby toy to teach you how to be a mother. She was kind of just, she had all the jobs and all. She kind of went against the grain back then. I mean, I don't get me wrong. A lot of people took Barbie in the way of like eating disorders and stuff because they try to look like Barbie and stuff like that. But I'm gonna acknowledge that. Like, yes, it wasn't a good thing for a lot of people, but. Which it just sucks because she did make her like a voluptuous woman, and I get it.
Yeah.
When it comes to a lot of stuff like that, and I feel for those people, but I think the original intention was that she was not like other women because we couldn't have those things, especially a job and being an astronaut, being a doctor, and all those other things.
Did they mention Skipper and Kelly in the movie?
They do.
They do? Okay. Yeah. Because, like, Barbie did have all the jobs, but it also made it seem like, I think from my impression, it seemed like Skipper and Kelly were her little sisters and not her daughters.
I don't know if they, like, I'm trying to remember if they mentioned Kelly, but I do remember Skipper in it, for sure.
Skipper's in it. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Cool. Because, yeah, Skipper was like the teenager.
Yeah.
Kind of Barbie. And Kelly was
they had pregnant Barbie in there who got discontinued, so.
They have pregnant Barbie. Okay, I was going to mention that because, like, I was like, Barbie did have all the jobs. Midge. Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, fourth wall breaking in the movie, too. Like, there's a narration a little bit. That. The narration isn't in the whole movie, but it's in parts of it.
Okay.
Yeah. They mention a lot of Barbies I feel like people are unaware of, and they make it known. I didn't picture it this way, but I can see other people seeing it this way. But when Margot Robbie's character is like, again, these are all in the trailer, so I feel like I'm not spoiling anything. That she like goes to the real world or whatever, and it almost feels like, I feel like some people make it seem like she seemed like she was dumb, but I didn't take it that way. But I have some people, and I gotta delete people off of Facebook because there's some like people in there with opinions that I don't agree with. But I was like, I don't picture her as dumb. I just picture her as being from a world that is super positive, and she is very upbeat and going into reality, which for all of us makes us all sad. And so I'm like, I don't think she's dumb. I think she just truly knows nothing about this completely different world.
Yeah.
Reality is sad.
I also feel like overly optimistic people get looked at that way.
Yeah, I do get that too. I understand. And I've caught myself thinking that too, or at least the past me who definitely had a lot of issues with just dumb shit. And I realize now, though, I'm just like, they're just from a completely different area. And it's like people who have never left their hometown or done other things. They're not dumb. They're just really, I hate saying ignorant because it sounds so negative, but I mean, they're just uneducated about the world around them.
Uneducated. I think uneducated is the better word.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the movie was fun otherwise. Like, I thought I had a good time with it. It was a good movie. Yeah, it was just kind of a wholesome but also kind of deep movie, because it is a fun movie, but it does get to some points where it's just like, wow, damn. 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 Did you ever have a Ken doll? Out of the 30 Barbies you had, did you ever have a Ken?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
How I know you?
Because like, why would I want a Ken doll?
Ken is like her friend almost, like they're best friends. I don't know. I didn't have a Ken doll either. I didn't know a lot of people that had one, and I didn't really research the history of Ken. I don't know if that was their attempt to try to appeal to boys or not, or if it was just like an attempt to make Barbie have a relationship for no reason. I didn't look into the history of it, but yeah. Well, the movie also touches on it too, that Ken isn't as popular as Barbie.
No,
you know?
he'll never be, and he'll never be as popular as Barbie.
It's just not.
I can't. Get over yourself.
Ryan Gosling is very funny as Ken. He's just so because the character is just really ridiculous.
Ridiculous, right? He kind of reminds me of his character in the movie. When I saw the promotion for it, reminds me of Freddy from Scooby-Doo. Like for me, like Ken and Freddy were like one and the same.
Yeah. I can see that. The way their behavior. I can kind of see that.
Yeah. Like the ascot. You know, like I just feel like they're like the same person.
Kind of golden retriever energy.
100%. Yes.
A little dumb.
Himbo.
Yes, himbo. That's the right word for that. Definitely a himbo. Very himbo. That's exactly what Ken is. Especially in the movie. Definitely a himbo. Okay. I mean, yeah, I didn't know anyone with a Ken doll. Not a boy, not a girl, not nobody.
I really don't remember ever having one. Like, not at all. Like, my Barbies married each other. Ken. You know what I mean? Like, my Barbies were just, like, together.
I mean, I always try to make characters gay in video games all the time. And I would also take little toys and just be like, this girl likes this girl.
Just kiss. Just kiss.
Just kiss. I mean, I would make the boys and girls kiss too. Bisexual.
There you go.
But most, I won't lie though, I do lean towards more of the women kissing, so it would always be like girlfriends.
I had a big ass Barbie too. Like I had like
Barbie?
a life size one. Yep.
Oh my god, a life size Barbie?
Mm-hmm. It was like one of the first ones scary. I had. I was given her for Christmas once. And that bitch was my bitch. Like, she was everything to me.
That was your best friend?
My bestie.
Yeah, my best friend.
Like sometimes I would like
kiss her. She's a real bad bitch.
So I would fuck with her hair. I'd dye her hair. I'd cut it. I just do the most. Like, she was my bitch.
Didn't they have like a Barbie like bus kind of toy that you could like play with her, like basically fix her hair and stuff?
Annabelle had that one. Annabelle had the bus.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, we would fuck around with that one too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was a big Teletubbies fan, and I had Lala.
Which was Lala? The
yellow one.
The yellow one. I watched Teletubbies, but I didn't own any of the things. I owned a lot of Pokemon stuff. I was really into Pokemon as a child. I collected the cards. I still have some cards. I found the box. I have like a bunch of little cards that I had as a kid. I have these little figurines and little Pokeballs. And I had a lot of Pokemon, like little stuffed animals and stuff. I used to play the Pokemon trading card game. I tried to join a league when I was younger. Anywhere. I had like the mat that had like all the places for your cards. If you would play, it has like two sides and it shows you where the cards go. I had the playing mat and everything. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what other stuff I had. I like Disney too, so I feel like I probably had some Disney stuff. I don't entirely remember. I remember I had these giant Mickey hand gloves that I got from Disneyland. I don't know what happened to them, but I used to wear them all the time around the house.
I was a huge like Looney Tunes fan.
Love Looney Tunes.
I had like a duvet. Like my bedding was all Looney Tunes. It was like this pink duvet, and like it had all the Looney Tunes, like Tweety, Bugs, Taz, like all of them. So, and I had a big ass Tweety stuffed animal too.
I really liked I liked all cats. Like I thought Sylvester was funny. He had a list.
Oh yeah, Sylvester.
Tweety. I had Tweety stuff though. I loved Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. And
Tigger, I love Tigger
I used to have this Tigger jacket that was really old. It's like a varsity jacket, and it had on the inside of the jacket it had all the lyrics to that Tigger song that he sings. And it had Tigger on the back. He's like, it's the one that ends is like, he has a song that he always sings when he's bouncing around, and it has all the lyrics to it on the inside of the jacket. It was like this blue, like kind of varsity looking jacket. Yeah, I was a kid and had that. But I think I had like a little stuffed animal of him too. I had a lot of stuffed animals. I think that was like the toys that I had. I like soft things. I like soft cute things. I like to cuddle. I like to cuddle with them.
My brother was obsessed with the NASCARs, the little
like NASCAR. Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels. There you go. Hot Wheels. He was obsessed with those. Like he had so many. And like, you know how I told you, like he liked to like feel things too. Like he would always have a little car in his hand. Like everywhere we went, he would just like have it in his pocket. I
always wanted to build like a Hot Wheels track. I never had one, but I always wanted one because they looked so cool. Yeah. You know, I used to play with that. I guess it's a toy, marbles. Like I learned how to play marbles, the game. But
oh my god, yes.
We used to have these things to build marble tracks. And we used to race marbles. Cool. You know how there used to be those videos on YouTube that it was just like marble racing? That's basically what we did. We didn't have a lot of parts, so we had to like figure out how to reuse a lot of the little parts, but we would make marble tracks. And that was my Hot Wheels, I guess.
Yeah, that's, you know, that also kind of sort of reminds me of like I used to play Chinese checkers a lot with my dad.
I did too. I don't know how I learned that game.
My dad taught me. He taught me, and he would always beat me. I used to be so upset. I'd be like, how do you beat me? What are you doing? Like, how are you? Because he'd see the plays from like 20 plays before.
I played a lot of card games, but like more quick card games, you know, like Speed and stuff like that.
Yeah, those.
So I never had like a ton of little Legos, but I used to have the set of giant Lego bricks. And I hated those. But I never had enough to actually build like a fort. So I would just build a wall and like make it like an area that I would separate me and like my cousins or something or whatever. Or we try to make a house so we only build part of it because I didn't have enough and pretend the rest is there.
Yeah, my cousins had a bunch of those big gigantic Legos. Like, I remember my cousins had, like, pink ones and blue ones for some reason. I was like, what? Like, why do you guys have, like literally baby blue and baby pink Legos? And, like, they were all boys. So I was like, why do you have whatever? And, like, we would get babysat by my aunt sometimes. And, like, she just, like, had, every time I went to her house, it was just a mess of Legos everywhere. I'd always have to wash my fucking feet because I would always...
go through the battlefield.
I would. Oh my god, it was the worst. It was actually the worst. But I actually love playing board games too.
We played a lot of board games.
Yeah, like I played a lot of like Sorry, a lot of Monopoly, Life.
So my grandmother's house, my Lola's house, had a game of Sorry, but there was always Mousetrap and Sorry. We tried to play Mousetrap and there was always pieces missing, so we never really got to play it. And then we tried to play Sorry, but like, I don't know. I remember just looking like fucked up. I think I did have a Sorry at home. We had Monopoly, which sometimes it would just end with us like frustrated. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I played a lot of Chutes and Ladders.
Oh, me too. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Candyland was also my shit.
Candyland was a good game. I loved Candyland.
Candyland was great.
Candyland was like a fun game that it didn't really end in chaos. You know?
Yeah, and then like trivia games a lot, like Trivial Pursuit or like kind of like game show kind of game, like categories and stuff like that.
Okay. Like as a family.
Mm-hmm, and Bobble. Yeah, we had a ton of board games. We liked board games a lot. We played a bunch of, but I used to just love Chutes and Ladders and Candyland specifically a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would play Monopoly, but then I was so young and didn't understand like the properties and stuff. So like I always felt like I was losing.
I was playing for the sake of playing, like, because it was really like always like me, Annabelle, and her big brother, and we would like every time we would like just be home, we would play games like that. Like I remember playing a lot of Parcheesi.
We never played Parcheesi.
We played like a lot of Parcheesi and a lot of Clue. We
played
played Battleship.
Clue, Yahtzee. Played Yahtzee a little bit.
We played Yahtzee too. We also I remember playing pickup sticks a lot. Did you play pickup sticks?
Yes. I loved pickup sticks because I was like, I'm so coordinated.
It was a game of strategy, you know? Like you had to really figure it out. You had to really
I also felt like I was so like careful and like I was like so stiff. Like a goddamn surgeon.
Yes. I never had Operation, but I did remember playing in like after school. Like I went to an after school program and the school had Operation. So I played it a couple times there, but I never owned it.
I played Operation all the time. And let me tell you, this is probably where all my anxiety came from.
Oh my God.
Dude, we played it all the time because I was like, I could totally do this. I could do this. Every time I'd be like, oh fuck, shit. Or if it buzzes you, you're like, god damn it.
Trauma.
Bro, trauma. I think a lot of people have trauma from Operation. That shit was wild. So I'm trying to find a very specific picture from my childhood. I know I have it in here. But I had an Easy Bake Oven that I know my cousin was mad about me getting, and I have this photo from Christmas of me getting it, and you can see my cousin fucking like
furious,
evil eyeing me, and it's the funniest photo. I know it's in here.
Oh my gosh, Annabelle had an Easy Bake Oven, and she made some stuff in there, man. Like edible shit.
We really tried to make shit. Like me and my siblings really tried to make stuff.
Yeah, man.
That shit was powered by like a light bulb or a candle.
You'd be like, yo, this tastes amazing. It'd be so great.
I don't even know if they tasted good, to be honest. I was just a kid and was like, yeah.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did in hindsight, but for us, it was delicious. For us, it was great. Sweet dessert.
I'm gonna try to find that photo. But...
Did you ever go to McDonald's solely for the Happy Meal toy?
Yeah, everyone did, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, Burger King and McDonald's used to always have these like sick toy packs for the kids' meals. Good. I had like, remember those Hercules plates and cups that you could get at like Burger King? I think it was Burger King.
I think it was Burger King.
We had all those plates. We had all of them. We would, me and my siblings would always like collect all this like movie shits,
Yeah. I didn't go to Burger King all that much. But when I did, like, I remember those because we also had a couple of those too. But McDonald's was my spot. Like, I just wanted to go to McDonald's for the toy. I mean, like, for the food too, because I love me some fries and some nuggets. But yeah, the toys that they had, they were so good. And I was always so excited about them. And I just feel like that was McDonald's edge. And they lost it.
Yeah. Do they even do Happy Meal toys anymore? Do they have Happy Meals?
I don't think so. I think they have kids' meals, but I don't think they have toys.
It's the same.
I don't think they have toys.
Remember when McDonald's had that Monopoly, like, win a prize game and you would get the pieces and shit?
My father would be on top of my father would always be on top of that. My dad would always get a milkshake. He'd get like a large one and like rip both of the little things out. And I don't even know why. I don't think he knew why he was playing.
Nobody did.
I just feel like he wanted to rip that off.
Remember when cereals used to have toys in them too?
Oh my God, yes.
Like Kellogg's.
I would also get cereal for the toys.
And I can't even think of the toys that I've gotten off the top of my head, but I know I've gotten toys from Cracker Jack used to do it too.
The digging all the way into the fucking bag.
You're like or you eat hella cereal to try to at least get like halfway through.
Yes.
I remember Cracker Jack used to have little things in them too.
Cracker Jack too, yep.
And I would just eat a bunch and be like, okay.
And like good ass popcorn too, that caramel popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, I did really always eat the
that shit was good as fuck.
I'm wondering now if they still do stuff like that. Kids' toys, I wish they still had like kids' toys and kids' meals. I don't know. It was just something to look forward to, whether or not you even kept that toy. As you can see, I barely remember any of the toys, besides those Hercules plates. But at the time, it was just so exciting for me, you know, to get a thing.
It was just a fun surprise, you know, because sometimes they wouldn't even tell you what toy you were gonna get, you know, and when you got it, you're just like, ooh, like whatever it was, you were kind of like hype about it, you know. It was such a fun little dopamine hit.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if they don't have kids' toys and kids' meals anymore, I feel like they're missing out a little bit for that little. I feel like we got a little crazy about it too, though. I'm not gonna lie.
We did. Because I would beg my mom to go to McDonald's.
Mom, the nuggets.
You know, and then honestly, like every time we would go outside to do anything, she'd be like, "You're hungry, aren't you? You get hungry every time we leave the house. Why?
Why?
Yeah, every time we leave the house, you want something. You always want something. It was always a thing. Oh my gosh! And then the evil eye she would give me whenever I was even going to beg. Like it didn't even come out of my mouth. She just looked at me wanting something, and she just looked at me like, "You better not. Don't even fucking think about it."
She do the just go.
No, like she can't let that show. She just look at me with a fire behind her eyes, as if like, wait till we get home. But she'd always fold because I would always get a Barbie.
You had 30 of them, so
exactly.
Okay, we will have to wrap up, but I think I have my closing question about essentially the toys that made us. How do you think having like the toys that you had, but also like the things that we talked about, how we don't even know if there's toys in kids' meals anymore, like all those things that we experienced with toys, how did that make you? How did these toys that we had made you as a person? Like, how did it affect you coming into your adulthood?
I feel like having toys made me more creative.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I was resourceful in my fun.
Yeah, and I think since we did grow up differently and you were inside a lot, you had to have that like imagination. And I feel like imagination or creativity is stifled sometimes when I see, I mean, I can't fully judge, I'm not a parent, but I do have nieces and nephews, and I have 2 great parents that raised 4 kids. When I see, my mom very much encouraged me as a kid when I would draw stuff, or, you know, I had my little Pokemon stuffed toys that were like my little models so I could draw them or something.
Right.
You know, I eventually went to art school, and now I work in you know, a media industry. So, you know,
there you go.
My mom, don't get me wrong, they still wanted me to either try to be like a doctor or a lawyer, you know, the basic, or a nurse, you know, the basic Filipino ass growing up careers.
Yeah.
Even to their dismay, hearing me wanting to go to art school, they didn't stop me, you know?
Yeah.
They were like, you know, it's not what I would prefer, but it didn't stop me, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I got to play with toys. I got to go outside. I still played video games. Like, I still did technology, because we're in that weird space where we had internet, but it wasn't our whole lives quite yet. But we had fun on it, don't get me wrong. Video games started up, you know, in the 80s, but they were being improved in the 90s. So we got really cool video games. I mean, I had a Super Nintendo and an N64, which are pretty old. You had a Genesis. Your brother had a Genesis, which are like pretty old systems. None of us had an Atari, but...
Because we grew up too when the internet wasn't like really a thing just yet.
Yeah,
like most of our lives
still
when we were
did stuff, but it wasn't revolved around the internet. So we had toys, and we had I think you're right. It was just very creative.
I think toys also let me be explorative with like things I want to do with my hands. I feel like my hands were always busy doing something. Like, even if I didn't have a toy, I always found myself like walking in the street and like grabbing a leaf and like folding the leaf up, like fucking around with like, I don't know, gum wrapper, making it into,
Oh
like,
yeah,
an
origami. We did shit
thing.
like
Like
that.
I was always like just like I was always just like fucking around with my hands, and I feel like toys brought me to that. You know, like now I crochet. I think toys really brought that out of me though. Like it made me imaginative. It made me creative. It made me like, yeah. I enjoyed my time, and I feel
mean,
like kids,
it also goes
they don't
back
have
to that.
toys.
Back to that conversation episode we had about what people think is childish and like video games and stuff.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I can tell when people aren't creative compared to other creative people. When people shit on like these creative things like video games or toys and stuff, I mean, I guess it also depends. I know there's educational toys. I know my sister tries to get like educational things for her like kids and stuff, which is fine. I support that. But I also, again, I don't have kids, so I can't. But I'm like, I felt like when I was a kid, what was great is that I did have educational stuff. My parents still got me educational toys and things that still taught you stuff. But then I still had like the silly shits. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, a Transformer is crazy. I mean, if you're a toy designer and you're trying to figure out a toy that literally transforms into a different thing, you don't think that's kind of crazy in the engineering that comes with that? I feel like a lot of people don't see things that way, and that's how I see things. I mean, I may not know how to do it. I'm not an engineer, but I'm just like, there's so much more to these little things that people think are childish or don't help their kids, or like video games or other things. But video games have a giant team of people building this game, coding, designing, animating, the same way toys are engineered to do. Even the fucking weird fucking babies that you feed. I didn't understand how you put the food in the thing and then you put it in its mouth and it disappeared, and you know it's a doll, and you're just like, where'd this go? You know, as a child, I was like, what the fuck is this? How does this even work? You know?
The meme.
It's just an interesting way to see how other people's minds work. And I respect, even if I don't like the thing, I respect them in a way that was like, somebody made this, and it is kind of crazy how it works, you know? And I just wish people would actually take the time to understand the things around them. I saw this other post too, as millennials, and even, I think this goes for anyone who's an adult right now, not just people in their 30s, but anyone who's an adult who makes adult money now. We just go back to the things that we liked as 13-year-olds because we can afford it now.
We can afford it now. Yes, 100%.
We're just big ass kids that I don't have to ask my parents for anything anymore.
Exactly. Like we get to enjoy what we used to love, you know?
Yeah. And actually enjoy it because we can get it and we can just take our time with it. Let people enjoy things, you know?
Yeah, man. Let us be.
The only time I shit on people is if it's like my friend or a family member that I'm just making fun of to give them shit. Not that I actually care. Like, I don't actually care. I'm just giving you shit because it's funny. Yeah. Or if that person just sucks. And there you go.
In conclusion,
have fun. Do your own thing. Especially if you're not in your 30s and or even if you're just kind of coming into adulthood. And I think now, and if you still like some of the things that you liked when you were younger, whether it's toys or comics or some video games, I don't know, enjoy yourself. Fuck it. Who fuck cares?
Live your life.
I feel like 30s is the point of where you stop giving a fuck. When you're in your 40s, you really don't give a fuck. 30s is you're getting comfortable with not caring anymore.
Every decade, you just like give less fucks.
Less fucks.
So, if you're in your 30s, congratulations for giving less fucks than you did in your 20s.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for joining us today. I mean, if there's any other toys that we forgot that maybe we didn't have or we just forgot about, I honestly want to know. What other shit do you guys play with as a kid?
Yeah.
What was your staple toy, you know? What was the thing that you What did you
go to? Yeah. But besides video games, because I feel like that's a given. Give us
I mean, I know we mentioned video games a little bit, but I'd like to know. I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of stuff right now, but
me too for sure. Yeah,
but
like I'm looking back at all the commercials that I used to watch, and I'm like,
commercials used to be fun too. They used to be fun.
I used to look forward to that.
I mean, respond to us on TikTok or Instagram, but follow us on Spotify and YouTube. We have a new episode every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And
that's right.
Yeah, hit us up. Thanks for joining us.
Rate us on Spotify, please.
Please, that would help us out a lot. Like our videos on YouTube.
Like and subscribe, please. And engage with us. Give us some feedback.
Watch some of our old episodes. We have a lot.
We got so much content for days. Let's go.
All right. Love you guys.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Peace.